What's up, guys? Let's get right into this. We are going to be going over the Dungeon Defenders 2 Frostbound DLC that just released. This DLC includes the new Frostweaver hero, the Elemental Rumble game mode, Frostbound Arena map, and the Frostbound Defender Pass. These videos I will go over in their own separate videos, but for now, let's just get right into it. His primary attack for the Frostweaver uses staves to complement their magical prowess and strike enemies from afar. Secondary attack, the Frostweaver manifests a polar vortex, a frigid vacuum of air that deals damage over time and freezes enemies. So his primary attack works just like the regular apprentice staff does, and then the secondary attack works like the Abyss Lord's main attack, but it causes a damage over time and freezes enemies, which is just amazing. A damage over time attack is just an amazing addition, so I do like that very much. Let's get right into his abilities. Flurry, summon a flurry of icy projectiles that deals damage to all enemies hits. Cold Snap, fire out an ice orb that explodes on contact with the first enemy struck, freezing the floor below them, dealing damage and slowing enemies. Avalanche Strike, slam your staff into the ground, causing an ice boulder to fall into an area. Permafreeze, create a blast of ice around you that freezes all enemies hit and deals a massive magical damage. Blizzard's Embrace, the Frostweaver encases themselves in an ice cube, becoming invulnerable and regenerating health over time. Very cool ability. That looked amazing in the trailer, so I'm very excited to try that one out. Arctic Empowerment increases your damage at the cost of a portion of your mana pool. Ice Wall creates a wall of ice that blocks enemies' paths. When destroyed, the ice wall explodes, dealing damage to surrounding enemies. And lastly, Icicle Fragmentation creates a buff that lasts for blank seconds. When you slay an enemy, they release an explosion of icicles, dealing magical damage. So he's an all ability based hero, which is fine, very fun. I'm gonna leave it here so you guys can take a screenshot of the shards, or you can pause the video and read his various shards. I won't go into all of them just because it is a lot of shards and I don't think you guys want to sit here and hear all of them. So if you guys have interest, go ahead and read them. Let's move on to the Frostbound Defender Pass. For the costumes, the Yeti Barbarian is at level 1. The Frost Aquarian is at level 45. The Frost Lord is at level 60. And the EV2 is at 75. The Sentinel Flares that you can see right here. The Wooden Feathers are at level 77. The Snowstorm is at 78. The Wooden Owl Wings are at 79. And the Owl Mask is at 80. The titles, Blizzard Walker is obtained at level 3. The Iceborne Guardian is available at level 11. And the Warden of the Frost is available at 69. And then the new game mode. Absolutely amazing game mode. Elemental Rumble. From the blaze balloons to the poison pufferfish, defenders have long since harnessed the elements to combat Etheria's enemies. So much so that the corrupt magic of the old one's army have taken a keen interest in the craft themselves. They've bound Etheria's primal forces to stone attune their foot soldiers and set their sights on the gates of Dragonfall. Brace yourself, Defender, for an all-out Elemental Rumble. Elemental Rumble enters Dungeon Defenders 2 as a new game mode that seeks to challenge Defenders' elemental expertise and adaptability. 5 maps will be available to play in the Elemental Rumble at any given time, and these maps will rotate every week as the Old One's war parties march across the kingdom. Successfully defend Eternia crystals from the Earthen Orcs, water-attuned warboars, and goblins that might actually just be on fire for a chance. To discover ancient armor, new pets, and more. The easy difficulty is unlocked by completing a Chaos 7 map, and medium and hard are earned after completing a Chaos 10 expedition. In addition to the 5 map weekly rotation, Elemental Rumble rewards, their armor, candy, pets, and essence will also be subject to a weekly cycle. Each week, an elemental fire, storm, water, or earth will be chosen, and rewards will be earned from the completion of that Elemental Rumble map, and the collection of elemental essence will pertain to that element. The week's reward element, as well as the timer displaying the remaining length of the time of the current map, may be found with the Elemental Rumble tab on the browser. Very easy layout. You guys will definitely be able to see. So like, see right here, they have an earth. It's earth, and then you have the specific rewards and the maps that go towards giving you the XP. So very simple layout. Let's get into the enemies that are here. The empowered enemies. In each game of Elemental Rumble, players will defend an objective from 5 waves of enemies, regardless of the chosen map usual wave structure. Each of a map's lanes are attuned to an element that are random and will produce enemies empowered by that element. Earth. Earth enemies are immune to petrify, take 200% damage from fire, 50% from earth, physical and magical damage, and only 25% from storm. Storm are immune to electrocute and take 200% damage from earth, 50% from storm, physical and magical damage types, and 25% from water. Water enemies are immune to freeze. They take 200% damage from storm, 50% from water, physical and magical, and only 25% from fire. Fire enemies are immune to ignite. They take 200% damage from water, 50% from fire, physical and magical, and only 25% from earth. The lane elemental affinities are consistent across all map attempts and do not change on a player by player basis, meaning all defenders will be tasked with overcoming the same challenges each week, which is very easy and very helpful because like there will be a bot in the Discord servers that are able to tell you what the rotation is and everything like that. Here's the elemental commanders. So these are all like the leading mini bosses of whatever map it is. The elemental commanders lead the charge against Dragonfall's defenses. These mini bosses are exclusive to the Elemental Rumble game mode, and they're empowered with particularly volatile elemental abilities. The Fire Orc commander slams the ground and leaves a trail of fire that burns all heroes and towers. The Fire Mage commander burns all towers and heroes in range. The Water Orc commander slams the ground, causing frost spikes to erupt from earth, slowing the attack rate of defenses and traps. That's a rough one. Water Mage commander heals enemies around the surrounding enemies and grants them a movement speed boost. The Earth Orc commander creates earthquakes, dealing damage in a radius. The Earth Mage commander grants all enemies damage reduction. That's a rough one too. Electric Orc commander creates EMP waves capable of stunning towers and traps. And then lastly, the Electric Mage commander stuns all towers and players in range. Then we got the elemental elites. About a quarter of all elemental enemies, including mini bosses, will be elemental elites. Elite enemies have 50% more health, deal 25% more damage, and will receive a buff depending on their elemental affinity. Fire elites possess 50% increased movement speed and apply a burn on hit. Water elites heal for 5% of their total health every second. Earth elites take 50% less damage from projectiles, and electric elites release an EMP blast every 5 seconds, stunning all towers and traps in range. And then we have the ancient armor. This is the brand new sets of armor that have released with the new update and the Elemental Rumble game mode. These are rare rewards from Elemental Rumble maps. From the collection of the Elemental Essence, Ancient Power is imbued with the primal elements that once shaped Etheria a long time ago. Donning multiple pieces of the same armor will make grant to wear all new set bonuses. So to give you a better example, this one is the Stormlord's chest piece, and this has a storm set. So if you have 2 pieces of the storm set, you get plus 5,000 hero damage and ability power. And then if you have 4 out of 4, whenever the hero deals damage, a lightning bolt strikes, dealing 500% of the hero's damage and ability power as magic damage to all enemies with range, stunning them for 3 seconds. The effect has a 10-second cooldown. So pretty cool. Let's start off with the Fire Lord set. Equipping 2 out of 4 of them grants 10,000 hero damage, which is pretty good. These are pretty solid buffs, even if you don't have all 4 pieces. In addition to the previous bonus, you get damaging an enemy enrages you, increasing your hero damage by 25% and movement speed by 25% for 5 seconds. You also release a heat wave, dealing 250% of hero damage as fire damage 3 times per second, which is insane. That's a very good set. The Earth Lord set, if you have 2 out of the 4 pieces, you get 10,000 extra hero health. If you have 4, you get plus 50% tenacity and the ability, after taking damage, gain 50% damage reduction temporarily, and enemies that attack you become rooted. This ability can only be activated once every 10 seconds. It's very solid too. The Waterlord, equipping 2 out of 4 pieces, gives you 10,000 ability power. In addition to this, abilities will have a chance to activate Tidal Flow. While in Tidal Flow, gain 25% more ability power and regenerate an additional 25 mana per second for 5 seconds. The Stormlord set. When you have 2 out of 4 pieces, you get an extra 5,000 hero damage and 5,000 ability power. On top of that, whenever the hero deals damage, a lightning bolt strikes the target, dealing 500% hero damage, and the ability power as magic damage to all enemies in range and stunning them for 3 seconds. This one can also only be activated every 10 seconds. The ancient armor cannot be traded, so you have to earn it from Elemental Rumble, and you can only get it from Elemental Rumble. It is upgraded using Elemental Stones, which is the new material that has been added through this game mode. And if you mix and match pieces, wearing 2 pieces of both Fire Lord and Water Lord will grant the user 10,000 hero damage and 10,000 ability power. So you can like mix and match. So 2 of this piece and 2 of that piece will also give you the buff, assuming that you don't care about the 4 out of 4 buff. Then we have the Elemental Candy. Elemental Candy may be attained from the completion of Elemental Rumble maps, granting the user elemental buffs for 15 minutes upon consumption. So these are just more consumables that'll help you. Very cool though. Earth Candy. Killing an enemy has a 65% chance to summon an earthquake, dealing 150% of your hero damage as earth damage to nearby enemies. Fire Candy randomly shoots out volcanic homing projectiles to nearby enemies, dealing 2500% of your ability power as fire damage. That is going to be an amazing buff. Storm Candy randomly creates an EMP blast that deals 150% of your hero damage as electric damage and stuns enemies. And then Water Candy, attacking an enemy has a 55% chance to spawn a geyser under them, dealing magical water damage and knocking them up. The candies do not stack, and yeah, you gotta try and ensure that you obviously use them sparingly. If you use them all at once, it won't do anything. And you definitely want to try and save some of these up. I would not just earn them and then use them right off the bat, because some of these consumables are really worth holding on to, unless you're in desperate need to use them. They have added some new elemental pets. These are also subject to a week's designated reward element, so also every week these pets will rotate on which ones you can possibly earn. The Elemental Fire Cat, obtainable as a rare drop from any Elemental Rumble map. All of these are obtainable as a rare drop from any Elemental Rumble map, but they again do fluctuate. The Elemental Fire Cat, its ability is it fires a volcanic ball that deals 2500% of hero damage as magical fire AoE damage and ignites enemies. The Elemental Earth Cat has Earth Spike, summons an earthen spike, dealing damage to nearby foes equivalent to 3000% hero damage, which is just insane. The Elemental Water Cat, the ability is the Water Gun. It fires a torrential blast of water, dealing 2000% of hero damage as magical water damage and drenching all enemies hit. And lastly, the Elemental Storm Cat, high voltage, increases a critical strike chance by 100% and critical strike damage by 50% for 7 seconds. That's a really good pet if you are like a nuke monk or a nuke build of any kind. And then we have the Elemental Essence. Let's see. Each week, defenders can earn additional rewards from Elemental Rumble by completing Elemental Essence. Elemental Essence is automatically rewarded to defenders upon completion of an Elemental Runnable map at the rate of 1 to 5 for easy. Additionally, completing all 5 weekly Elemental maps will grant a bonus of 10. For completing all maps on easy, 25 for completing all maps on medium, and 50 for completing all maps on hard. Completing a map on medium or hard will also count as completing the map on all lower difficulties. That's really nice. So if you beat it on medium, you also get the easy Elemental Essence, which is a very good bonus. Collecting Elemental Essence, if you collect 20, you get 500,000 gold. If you collect 40, you get a Defender Pack. If you collect 60, you earn 500 Defender medals. If you collect 80, you get 5 elemental stones of the week's designated element. That's a really big help, obviously, for armor and stuff. And then collecting 100 will earn you 1 piece of ancient armor. So you know, if you're in the week of water, you will get a piece of water, a water set. We got some new challenges as well. Some dailies. You win 2 elemental rumble maps and kill 150 earth, water, fire, and electric enemies. Weeklies, you get 50 elemental essence, or collect 20 elemental stones, or kill 100 elemental commanders. Very cool, very cool. So here's the new map, Frostbound Arena. Test your metal in the Frostbound Arena. This map features an onslaught of Frostborn enemies from all directions, a low DU allotment, teleporting enemy portals, and limited respawns. So this one's gonna be a rough one. This one is going to be a rough one. So in order to survive, defenders will need to utilize the buffs granted by the 8 stone podiums encircling the core. Each wave, 2 of these podiums will activate randomly, offering defenders the choice between one of 2 buffs to aid them in their defense. Potential buffs include increased health and damage reduction, mana and health regeneration, increased damage dealt to frostborn enemies, increased chance to stun enemies, decrease enemy speed on hit, increase critical chance and critical damage, increase hero damage and ability power, and reduced ability cooldown and increase hero speed. Defenders who complete the Frostbound Arena may obtain the exclusive Snowflake Staff, weapon, or Owl pet from the victory chests. The Owl has Feather Fury. It fires 10 feathers, dealing 250% magical hero damage each. Winter Wonderland returns. The Frostweaver's arrival has accompanied by a magical blizzard completely enveloping Dragonfall in snow overnight. Townsfolk are unsure how this will affect the local ecosystem, but have taken advantage of the opportunity to decorate for the holidays. There are winter-themed goodies return and are available to claim each day from under the Winter Tree, Tavern, or Town Hub. Lucky defenders may receive Penguin Commander, Snow Mage, and King Nutcracker pet eggs from these gifts. So that's a very, very big one. You can literally get 3 of the different pets just from these opening these gifts. So it's a good chance. If you can earn some of these, that is definitely a good thing to have. Free pets is free pets. The Emporium, Spooky Skeleton Bundle, Halloween Spooktacular Bundle, and Spooktacular Flares are all gone, unfortunately. And the Winter Wonderland bundles have been added. Winter Wonderland Pet Bundle, Winter Wonderland Accessory Bundle, Nymph of Yesteryear, Lord of Winter's Bounty, and Reaper of Future Winters. Addition, the Primal Frostweaver costume, so they added a new costume for him already. And then you can also get the Defender Pass Season 2 Skin Bundle, which is pretty cool. You can get this is from last season's bonus, which I think is cool. I think you can actually, that's really cool that you can buy the bundle if you have any interest in getting them. And then the Primal Bundle is 2,300 gems. It includes the Frostweaver hero, his new costume, and 1 additional hero card. And then you have the Black Market Dealer, which the Golden Penguin Commander, Golden King Nutcracker, and Golden Snow Mage return to the Black Market Dealer and are available for 400 gems. So obviously these are the same pets that were just talked about here, but they are the gold versions of them. And then the Golden Owl is now available for purchase at the Black Market Dealer for 250 million gold. All in all, very cool update. Lots to look at and test out. So I'm really looking forward to trying out some of these new things. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.